gonna be good, man.
Oh shoot, I've been just taking it easy lately. Yeah.
Get married or anything?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. They don't love me, they just don't know it yet. Everybody says, hey man, you lost some weight. I said, no, I haven't lost any weight.
Yeah, you got the same.
I weigh the same, yeah. I'm not as chubby as I was, so
Yeah, most of them are.
yeah. I can run an 8-minute mile again.
You really?
Yeah, I've been going to the wire.
Oh, wow, that's good for you, man.
Yeah, $20 a month ain't too bad.
No.
Yeah, I get it because of how much money I make. It barely make ends meet. Might as well charge me $20 to go to the wire. Shoot. My mom, I'm trying to get her enrolled in there. They got the something about like silver sneakers.
Charlie, you
or
want some
something.
traditions?
Yeah, I can.
Tom, you want something?
Ah, whatever.
Where's it?
There you got tokens.
Yeah, I got the total picture. All right.
Let's see if I find some cooking.
You watch 48 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that.
What?
I'm gonna have my family live like that.
sneak around.
Go there.
And all the money in the world, but
Yeah.
they couldn't get along.
Hey, houses everywhere.
All the money in the world.
Well, that woman ain't ever gonna see his food. I said she was 70. What'd she get? 35 years? Something like that.
For the cookie hit?
48 hours.
Yeah.
That guy killed, that lady killed her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried to pin it on the boy.
Oh, really? No, I hope she got.
Huh?
How long did she get? 40 years. She's
35, I think, but she's 70 now. so
Still?
she's-
Yeah, approved.
you'll
I
never
guess I'm
know.
still hot.
No, I'm gonna say it's a life sentence.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Good, you're gonna do that to your kids.
How many times did she shoot him? 5 or 6?
Long time.
Right?
Hallelujah.
Richard, this could happen to you.
Oh, yeah.
You what?
You watch 48
Oh,
hours?
shit.
No, I want 48 hours.
That Dateline.
Shoot, man, it's hard enough to get 24 in a day.
Woman shot her husband how many times? 5, 9 times? She had her gun.
What kind of resentment? That sounds like a motive. Well, I mean, if you're using a resentment on murder, that's a motive. Sucker.
In the judicial system, we call that a motive. Resentment. That's just an excuse.
Yeah, man, I've seen resentment not kill a bunch of people. You know what I
I've had
mean?
resentments against people in this room and they're still alive.
John?
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, I've seen resentment not kill a single person.
Yeah, you
got
got
like a whole bunch of them.
Cocaine overdose.
They're all.
That guy, what's his name?
Belushi.
Yeah. See that dude?
On Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, he was Robin Williams.
Hey, Tom.
Yep.
Hey, Tom, you see that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Robin Williams, yeah. Suicide. He was so
God,
for
man.
years, went back out. Yeah, no, that's why. Couldn't take it back.
I think
Hey,
Bruce is
Tom,
trying to get your
hey,
attention, Tom.
You see that guy over there? He slapped it was, I think it's French toast. He slapped a piece of French toast on the mirror and then he's taking a selfie with it. See him hold his phone up?
Yeah.
That makes me feel better anyway. At least somebody's got half a mind to do it. One time I was in a bathroom at this ministry I was at. And I was like, there was only 2 white guys and I was one of them. Yeah, they were racist. But this other guy, he sneaks me a tomato. And I'm like, hey kid, man, because I'm starving, dude. We had to fast every Thursday, Tuesday. You get, and then every lunch you got a pack of ramen. and like half a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this guy sneaks me a tomato out of the garden, and I go in the bathroom and I'll eat it. I put it in my mouth, it squirts over the mirror. I'm so excited, man. I'm like, man, I'm freaking about to just leave it. You know what I mean? Like, but then I'm like, wait, that's freaking evidence. See, they probably do DNA tests on that sucker.
Who's eating the tomato?
Yeah. You know, this is the guy that everybody hated. He was in the top of the barn with me, and everybody's going, I'm like, I shove that sucker out the barn, you freaking idiot. And then they take me to freaking Walmart, man. They're like, hey, here's your credit card. And you can go up here, and you can get us $250, and then we'll take you back, and you can stay. That's my rent for that, you know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, they hand me my card, they start checking out this lady. I booked it, dude. You should have seen how many people got out of my way. Right now, dude. I mean, yeah, it was like people 5, 10, 15, 25 feet away going, get the heck out of the way. Yeah. Yep, and I hid by McDonald's, bought myself a pack of cigarettes, smoked like 3 of them.
When was this?
8 years ago, maybe
Oh,
10.
not recently. Huh?
No.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was in
I know where
Alabama.
you get your.
It was in Alabama, man. That was in Alabama.
One of
dude.
the, yeah.
The worst freaking place in Alabama, too, man. I'll tell you right now, man, anybody that knows anything about Alabama, you're like, dude, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slept under a bush in front of, I didn't sleep, I laid there. In front of a church, I had this really nice white shirt on.
Yeah.
It's no longer white. I went to the hospital, man. I'm walking in there trying to look like I don't mean any. You know what I mean? I had to go in the corner and take a nap, dude. I was like 3 different colors of dirt on my freaking shirt, dude. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing in here, man? You know, he crawled in a trash bag and shook himself. I knew I wasn't tricking nobody, man.
As long as we don't do that anymore. We've done stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I got a lot more sober moments. I bet that a lot of people do that are pretty freaking whacked. Yeah.
Oh, we're not doing a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We find humor in everything.
Yeah. Did you get new shoes or something? Or teeth or something?
Oh, no, I grind.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, for sure.
Well, my father-in-law used to do that. You could hear him in the next room,
Yeah, you get it, yeah. My casket.
Clicking.
grinding their teeth.
Man.
Hey, I still got a lawnmower in my garage.
Yeah. Yeah.
You interested in it? I'll get rid of it somehow. Somebody will come get it.
I got a fuel pump.
Oh, well, come over and fix it, and then I'll put it up for sale.
Right.
Cool.
I don't know where the fuel pump is. It's not with me.
No, well,
Yeah.
you can always get another one.
Yeah. Not as easy to come by as you think, though.
You say you drive for the Amish?
I'm looking to. There's a.
That would be a good
You
deal.
work with them or you just drive?
I would. I mean, I know a few people that do, and then my mom, my stepdad's brother, his name's Leo, and he quit talking to my stepdad, but my mom said his daughter would just give me his phone number, and then I could just talk to him. Yeah, and then my other it was the house manager at the ministry I went through. His sister's husband has an actual company that drives the Amish. Yep.
You know, when you smile like that.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. He's got like $1 million like insurance policy and everything. But I can't. I just told him, I was like, man, if he can't do it for cash, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, I could afford what I'm doing, but just not do anything. You know what I mean?
Why? Are you on disability or something?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, I could afford absolutely everything if I just don't do anything at all.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I had that accident 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I'm going to get a settlement. Is that's going to affect my disability in any way, or is it just get rid of it right away, my money?
Man.
Talk to your lawyer about it.
No, I did. He said, he asked me how much I expected to get, how much I was wanting to get, however things were. I said, $2 million. And, he didn't laugh, but he said, oh, no. I said, well, I gotta be more realistic, don't I? And he said, well, like $15,000. But I know it's gonna be more than that. But he really didn't want my hopes up too high.
I would say
So I have no idea.
$1 million.
No, I said 2.
You're like, hey man,
Tell you what, if I had $2 million, I wouldn't need disability.
Yeah, I think it's good after a while.
What?
That way you're gonna get as much as you can, because he gets a percentage.
Yeah, he gets a percentage of it.
He gets a third of what I get.
a third. Yeah, you might as well knock him out.
No,
Yeah. Better than
dealing
that.
with him. Dealing with insurance company.
Shoot, the car I was in an accident with, we got lost wages, all his bills were taken care of for the entirety of any of the amount of time, and $22,000 pain and suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was over 50 grand. Or more. Probably more than 50 grand. Because the insurance, you can imagine the best insurance you
I
get.
have a broken tailbone. It's still broken. It hurts all the time. And I told that to my attorney, so he's gonna do something.
I broke my tailbone twice.
Twice,
Well,
yeah, he can do it again.
Did
It hurts, don't
It's
it?
terrible, and that's painful.
you know how I broke it the first time?
Oh,
What's that?
I hit a freaking cement goose on a
I
toboggan.
lived one time with this kid. He did me
Oh,
down.
that-
He had seen
It took the head right off of it. No, it was a saucer. Wasn't even a toboggan, dude. We didn't have a toboggan then. Yeah, it was at my uncle's house. Snapped the freaking head off a cement goose. My dad drives a lumber wagon.
how'd you know you broke your tailbone? You get it x-rayed?
It was like this.
Oh, you got it x-rayed, yeah.
No, I didn't get an x-ray, man. I knew it. I was like, dang, that sucker's been in. It's one like that before. You know? Yeah, I was only like 8 years old. And my dad was like, oh, sit down. Get over here, sit down. Man. No wonder I'm so dang tough. Hell yeah. Take your head off and cement goose with your tailbone, man. You gotta know. That's a whole nother level of wow. That was the same. That's at my Uncle Terry's house. My Uncle Les blasted the pontoon out on the frozen lake coming into Christmas Eve. Oh man, We basically hot wired the neighbor's lawnmower to get it off the lake. Chains on the tires. Yeah. It was pretty good friends with the neighbor. Yeah. At least it wasn't the other one. That one slept with his wife.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's bad.
You know, holy cow.
Never left.
You said now I can never move. Everybody knows. Yeah. I thought I would have brought my coffee over here. I set it up there for the lead.
Oh. I sometimes bring a water bottle or something, or Pepsi, whatever I'm drinking. I don't ever drink it, I just talk.
You did. Oh, football game? I think Coldwater takes them.
Think so?
Coldwater pretty tough this year, I think. They both undefeated?
Yeah, I thought it Mary's going for the 42nd.
Marion played Coldwater tonight, Gary.
What?
Marion played Coldwater
Yeah,
tonight.
playing at Marion. I think Marion's going for their 42nd straight win.
Really?
By God, the other team's got well over 20.
What is it? Football?
High school football.
Wow.
I think they finished last year.
Marion, Ohio?
Marion local. High school in Marienstein.
Oh.
Zunya's undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about it.
Well, it'd be cold out there this evening.
I was only good at football at what they wanted me to do. It wasn't really anything except for nail the dude. Yeah.
You're building pretty good safety, I think. You fast. You're
Yeah.
fast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't even have to breathe for the first minute and a half of running.
Shrug.
I just told my brother, it hits a lot better if you hold your breath. Yep. Boom! You don't even lose it. Yeah.
What's that? What you
Huh?
said?
Well, football.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Ooh, man, I remember I used to see some white. It was like, boom! It was like, man, that was a good one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really do any, you know what I mean? Or like, come over here, run back this way, do all that. I'm like, dude, I would suck at that. I don't even want it. And I didn't have to read no plays. It's just like, all right, man, this guy keeps hitting the guy. He hit my buddy. He keeps hitting him. And then I'm like, all right, man.
I'm taking him out.
Coach pushes me in. He's like, and I'm like, which one is he? He's like, dude, you want me to make it obvious? I said, yeah, just point him out. Point him out. Tell me which one. He's like, dude, okay, there he is. And they're all like, huh? Boy, you got a surprise. Boom, I nailed that guy. He's like, and then the coach is like, I'm going to leave you in one more play. Just get the heck out of the way, man. Just get out of the way, because, you know what I mean? Because they're all gunning for me then. But then we always got it. Like, no matter what, when they were trying to get me, they always got it. But it was just, and they just leave me laying around. You know what I mean? I'm like sitting there going, I don't know. I freaking practicing my steel toes. I didn't have any freaking shoes. That was fun though. Yeah. We in Prairie Heights. I don't know if you ever heard of Prairie Heights wrestling. We never lost. Never lost in wrestling. Ever. Nope. Yeah.
You wrestling for Auburn?
No. Just Prairie Heights. Yeah, I was. I don't know. did a lot of like cross space and because nobody could stand it. Oh God. Yeah.
Make anybody sell your thumb, Brendan?
Huh?
Did you make anybody sell your thumb?
No, they do it on purpose. You don't have to even ask them. It's called a goose. You ever been goosed?
You know what? I had a roommate when I was in the Marine Corps,
And
and he taught me this. He taught me this thing called the fish hook. You know, where you go like that. And I thought it was the coolest thing. I thought I was gonna get my stepdad with it when I got home. He kicked my ass.
I was gonna say that.
Kicked my ass.
I'd have freaking bit you. Buddy, you wouldn't like that. I got some freaking teeth that'll take your thumb right off.
Jim.
I've
Hey,
never
Jim.
really been anybody, but man.
Hey, Richard, Don said we'll be moving back over there.
Okay.
Next week. This is last week here?
Maybe everything over tonight or next?
I'll see if I can get over Bill and Mitch, help them move that next week.
Okay.
They got an open house tomorrow, so.
Boo. That scare you?
Hey, Jim.
Hey. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, good to see you.
Want to read something, Jim? Take your pick right here.
Oh, yeah. No, that's alright. Shoot, I probably could have handled it.
People in cars out there, but I don't know if they're coming.
I saw a couple people out there
What?
in cars, sitting in their cars. I saw one.
What if they don't know what's down here?
Well, that light's on, so you should be able to tell.
Oh, man.
Here comes somebody. You look close, Brandon.
They chose a meeting over the bottle.
Give me the books.
Like,
You go read one? I'll have to. You're the lead.
You're reading, yeah, you're leading, you know.
I don't want to read nothing, man. I don't even enjoy reading. I'm really good at it. I had a college.
Hey.
I had a college.
Uh-oh,
How's it going?
changing it up today.
Could be worse.
Hey.
How are you?
Oh, yeah?
Hey, Mitch.
We have chair to meeting today.
Tom?
You gonna lead?
He's cheering. Wish you ain't backing out of that lead.
No.
William came to hear it.
Shit, I haven't backed out of that. Sounds like I backed out of drinking.
I'll admit, Brandon, I was like, what am I gonna do if he doesn't show up?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Dang it! Just make sure you call me an hour and 40 minutes before I have to be here.
Maria, let's go over here. Let's sit in the back.
Back on the bus with us. Yeah, I haven't checked with my skin kid.
What?
You want me to say it again? Okay. Just making sure.
I got it.
Oh, man, that was close. My coffee went back in the cup.
797 pounds.
Friends,
You used to get that, you said something.
Oh, first time.
friends, teacher,
Teacher?
teacher,
I'm gonna get the princess off one.
Richard?
Yeah, what? Being a tragedy, I'm not really, I don't really like anybody know.
Yeah.
Hey,
Richard.
I got it.
Who's this?
Ready? You don't have to be.
Richard.
No, brother, ready or not, here it comes.
Huh?
John.
You might even have brought this upon yourself.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some new here.
We got this little monkey. Say
This
hey,
little monkey.
say hey, friend.
Hey, man. I wouldn't call him a friend.
Call him friend.
Yeah. You call him monkey butt. You be a monkey, you be a monkey butt.
How's your week been, Richard?
Huh?
How's your week?
Oh, so.
Oh. Is that regular week?
Playing in the rain, but.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah. I'll sit back.
I didn't speak to her because I didn't know she'd remember me, but I ran into her, I saw
I'll sit.
Kelly at Menards
Oh, did you?
a couple weeks ago.
I'll set that back there. Poor heat back there.
Hey, Scooch, you ready for football tomorrow?
Shit. Rooster, rooster, rooster.
Oh, yeah.
Rooster.
fish,
What's this? A
Yeah.
whole 2 hours?
Yeah, a couple hours, baby. You know, big old wet one, too. You see
A wet one?
Yeah, they're over there.
Hey,
That's what the bike
Wes
said.
just dropped off your coffee.
Wes.
He had a bag in his hand, so
He needs a diaper change.
Whatever.
Wes. The coffee.
Oh, we put coffee in?
That bag is
He had a bag in him. I don't know what it was.
Let's go change your diaper.
like snake.
Come on.
You know what, Brandon? You just lighten up my day whenever I'm around you, man. I can't be in a bad mood to be around you at the same time.
Yeah, slightly better than a stun gun. Shoot, I used to bring up for entertainment. A Wooster with his stun gun. Nobody's as cool as me when I got a stun gun.
Wes.
You suck. Woo! It's a 2-letter word. Yeah, You get it?
No.
That way.
Oh.
Yeah. Some people don't like that joke. Like, shut up, dude.
Good job on the date.
Shut up, man. You just said what's up.
I would've called you
and
and
not
asked
shut
you,
up.
so I had to go to another meeting.
Same difference.
Snuck out of that one,
Oh.
into this one.
What you doing in enemy territory?
They had a meeting on a trip I took.
Trip. Yeah.
No, it didn't.
When was that?
6th to the 16th.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You got heat gun? What?
September 6th.
Yeah, you want one? You lick
Two of
them.
them all.
Although,
I wanted the one that
if I had to, I'd still be over here if it was October 6th to the 16th.
Yeah, right. Hey, whip one out.
What?
Well, two-letter word.
Yeah, 2-letter word.
Yeah.
Goes that way with it. I looked it up.
What's that?
They're,
Two-letter word?
Yeah,
Oh, cause what's up?
what's up?
Like we met it. Andrew,
How's it going?
how you doing?
Big man.
well, one.
Good, all right.
Wow,
I'm doing whatever I want, man.
Hey,
Wow,
hey,
now.
For the parking lot.
I'll be done in an hour. Whatever it is.
He works for Amish. But they were showing
Yeah,
a film.
that's good. Yeah, I gotta be. I'm looking in Leo, Cedarville, or somewhere around there is Amish, but I need to drive for cash. Gotta do it.
For cash?
Yeah.
You don't take a check?
No, they took me again.
There's no rooster, eh?
Ah,
everybody this way.
I'm trying to get away with it. No, yeah,
Hi, Wes.
good to see you too.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Hey, Derek.
Oh,
How you
It's gonna be a 2-hour meeting, right?
Hey, turn your phone off, sir.
see you, Andrew.
doing? What phone?
It goes off every week.
Every week.
You wanna tell Wayne
that?
Wayne, Wayne's the one that stands up there and says, you turn this device off. It went off last week.
Yeah, one of our 3 times last week.
Wayne?
Well, he set an alarm.
Yeah, he goes right
Go
now.
down.
Halfway through the
Right.
night.
Oh, that happened.
Oh,
It
okay.
goes up every
You're gonna
week.
sit by me.
They get on it, see
That's fine.
I did that where I'm from. They don't, they should get it an hour. Basically, they used to.
Oh, man, that work is over.
I am,
Yeah, have a rough week.
What bad. We got extra, help right now, which we never normally have, so it's a little bit easier. Usually we're a little short-handed, which we will be again here soon. when these guys quit.
switched around.
Yeah.
How's your day going?
Sure.
Today, not so bad. Meeting at noon. Took lunch. Came over here early and met this guy. And then, hung out here for a little bit. We were probably in the comfy chairs for a little while.
I just got up a little bit, I come home at 3 and took a nap. I'm tired.
Is that right?
Well, one nap and one.
So I personally don't know.
That's all about all I do, like 1 month, whatever, a couple weeks probably. What's that?
Aw.
Come on, buddy.
Oh,
Hi, Sharon.
hello?
Santa Claus.
Well, maybe he might want to. He's been to enough meetings, ain't he?
Yeah, he's not this year.
Hi, buddy. How are you? You're getting big.
You're in front row seat.
You're
Yeah.
getting big.
This is Sally.
Well, everybody knows it.
Well, I did, but he was driving.
Almost home.
This is Sally.
I used to do that all, I used to do that all the time.
I'm gonna do this couple of
Car with anybody.
Night.
I got sober and I'm like.
Who's got it?
Yeah, he got grounded. He
Driving
got shit like here.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How you
See
doing?
ya.
slick.
Yeah.
Somebody was sitting there, but hang on.
He walked over and guy walked, I think he, yeah, he's sitting there.
Hey, Richard. How are you?
He went around the
Oh, I'm sorry, Richard. You can stay here.
How we doing, Jazz? Pretty good.
Over here.
Yeah.
He wasn't here. He said there. It was.
I was over at home. Oh, man. I don't know about giving it.
Steve?
I don't know about pretty. I didn't know about it. Well, see the other one? I don't know about it. If they get it. Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, yeah.
Is somebody sitting here?
I'm
sitting here? Get sitting there. How do you say that? Can I sit here? Can I sit here? Okay.
I'd rather you.
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
When we gonna make it stop raining?
Florida, South Better not rain tomorrow.
I'll take a couple more.
South
What?
Not too
It
bad.
better not. I'm going to haunted houses and stuff tomorrow.
I mean, I do hear and stuff like that. At my house, no.
What are the weather? So what's
How you doing? Still waiting for that phone call.
Afternoon.
crazy?
I know.
It's about the first I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's not what I wanted to hear.
No, 56.
Oh, you're sitting here?
Denver.
Yeah, well, the farmer.
I picked your guys' running back. I know he's gonna have a good game.
No,
No,
my wife just went to football game. You don't want
Because Montgomery's out now. So I had to get somebody else.
One time I didn't get one.
Way worse.
I ran the handle through the main ladder.
It says it's
Full house now.
What happened is good old sugar.
Yeah, he was good, didn't he? He's on my fantasy team. He didn't because Joe was hurt.
Yeah, what is he wearing?
I think
What
so.
does he say up there?
He said I must be the last one. Yeah, I told you.
Where's the other guys from the house?
I answer that, Mitch.
You ain't
Look
gonna
at this
say
Molly crew.
And
Done a lot of days.
Me?
I don't know.
Paul's out of town this weekend. Yeah, Paul's out of town this weekend.
Yeah, I know that.
It's still
That's why Roosters getting the lead.
Yeah, you don't worry, yeah. I mean, like, excuses for guys who are both going. Yeah, you know,
We're easy to make it too.
I become up
Always
and
raining, I
down.
don't wanna go.
Do what?
He said keep it clean.
Keep what clean?
Your lead.
I wash my hands on Tuesday.
He stole that joke from me.
Yeah, I know. Well, I take a bath every month, but once a month when our meter's on the first.
Very nice.
Only on the 31st though. Wait a minute, the 30th.
29th.
29th,
February.
29th, man.
That was my dad's
That's good.
29th.
Yeah, leap day or leap year, whatever you wanna call it. They always celebrate it for 3 years. In 1 year, we actually celebrated.
We'll figure out a lady.
Every other year, they don't mark it.
Oh, Jan. Mine was October 8th for a long time. Then I went. Gotta keep this one.
I got a couple of them. Steers in here. And then like, 200. I stormed down my way. Hit poker.
Turn 7.
Yeah. This gives you a cute one, man. I mean, it's cute.
All right. I'm Richard Alcoholic. I'd like to welcome everybody to the regular Friday night Coldwater Group of Alcoholics Anonymous. For those who wish, we'll open the meeting with a serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. A preamble. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of people who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other. They may solve their common problem and help others recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy. Neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. With that, I've asked my friend Jim to read a portion of Chapter 5, how it works.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jim. I am an alcoholic. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunate. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. But some of these we bought. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result is nil until we let go, absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. There is one who has all power, that one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we're powerless over alcohol, that our lives have become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves that could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and we practice these principles in all our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order! I can't go through them." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would.
Thanks, Jim. That's friend Charlie to read the 12 traditions.
I'm Charlie Alcoholic.
Charlie.
12 traditions. What our common welfare should come first. Person recovery depends upon AA unity. 2, for a group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority. A loving God as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are the trusted servants. They do not govern. 3, the only requirement for AA membership is the desire to stop drinking. 4, each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5, each group had but one primary purpose. Carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6, an AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise. These problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7, every AA group should be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8, Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9, AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10, Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11, our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need to always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film. 12, anonymity is the spiritual foundation to all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personality.
Thanks, Charlie. That's my friend Tom to read the promises.
Tom, alcoholic.
Tom.
Spiritual life is not a theory, we have to live it. Unless one family expresses a desire to live upon spiritual principles, we think we ought not to urge them. We should not talk incessantly to them about spiritual matters. They will change in time. Our attitude, our behavior will convince them more than our words. We must remember that 10 or 20 years of drunkenness would make a skeptic out of anyone. There may be some wrongs we can never fully right. We don't worry about them if we can honestly say to ourselves that we would right them if we could. Some people cannot be seen. We send them an honest letter. And there may be a valid reason for postponement in some cases, but we don't delay if it can be avoided. We should be sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble without being servile or critical. As God's people, we stand on our feet. We don't call before anyone. We are painstaking about this phase of our development will be made before we're halfway through. We're going to have a new freedom and a new habit. We will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we've gone, we will see our experience the benefit of others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will be self-esteem and get everything ourselves. Self-seeking and simple ways. Our whole attitude not with life. Fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we cannot do for ourselves. After these striking promises,
We think not.
They will be fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them.
Thanks, Tom. For friend Mitch to read the daily reflection.
I'm Mitch, I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Mitch.
October.
I'm it.
So,
size or
This
confusion.
is
Obviously, the dilemma of the wandering from faith is that a profound confusion. He thinks himself lost to the comfort of any conviction at all. He cannot attend in even a small degree the assurance of the believer, the agnostic, or the atheist. He is the bewildered one. The concept of God was one that I struggled with during my early years of sobriety. The images that came to me conjured from my past were heavy with fear, rejection, and condemnation. Then I heard my friend Ed's image of a higher power. As a boy, he had been allowed a litter of puppies, provided that he assumed responsibilities for their care. Each morning he would find the unavailable byproducts of the puppies on the kitchen floor. Despite frustration, Ed said he could not get angry because that's the nature of puppies. Ed felt that God viewed our defects and shortcomings with a similar understanding and warmth. I've often found solace for my personal confusions in Ed's calming concept of God.
Thanks, Mitch. That's my friend Greg. Read the 24-hour day book.
I'm Greg, alcoholic.
Hey, Greg.
October 20th, AA Thought for the Day.
This is
For the past few weeks, we've been asking ourselves some searching questions. We have not been able to answer them all as we would like. But on the right, answers to these questions will depend on the usefulness and effectiveness of our lives, and to some extent, the usefulness and effectiveness of the whole AA movement. It all boils down to this. I owe a deep debt to AA and to the grace of God. Am I going to do all I can to repay the debt?
a fish.
Let us search our souls, make our decisions, and act accordingly.
No.
Any real success we have in life will depend on that. Now is the time to put our conclusions into effect. What am I going to do about it? Meditation for the day. Our Lord and our God, be it done unto us according to thy will. Simple acceptance of God's will in whatever happens is the key to abundant living. We must continue to pray. Not my will, but thy will be done. It may not turn out the way you want it to, but it will be the best way in the long run because it is God's way. If you decide to accept whatever happens as God's will for yourself, whatever it may be, your burdens will be lighter. Try to see in all things some fulfillment of the divine intent. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may see the working out of God's will in my life. I pray that I may be content with whatever He wills for me.
Thanks, Greg. And I've asked my friend Gary to hand out tokens. Hi, Gary.
Gary.
Anybody here for the first meeting since your last drink? Anybody celebrating 1 month continuous sobriety? 1 to 3, 3 to 6,
My friend.
6 to 9, 9 to 1 year. Does anybody have any sobriety we recognized? We all have today.
Wow. Sorry, I have a 37-year anniversary. No, I'm sorry, 34 anniversary on 30. Our birthday's on Sunday.
Happy birthday, Tom. All right, we do have an announcement up here. Is new AA meeting, the Happy Destiny Group, every Tuesday night at 7 at the Zion Evangelical. I did it the third time. Lutheran Church, 218 East High Street in Portland, Indiana. There's another meeting in the same building on, what day is that, Gary? I can't read it. Saturday at 10 a.m. And we do recovery event is tomorrow, October 21st from 2 to 9 p.m. And that's the same thing. Are there any announcements? Oh, also next week we'll be meeting back in the main in the church basement. Are there any announcements from the floor?
I'm Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
On the 29th of October, Fort Recovery Group will be having a Halloween get-together. Starts at 4 in the afternoon. Soup will be provided, snack or fish. Hopefully you dress up, you don't have to, but there'll be prizes for costumes.
It'll be public shaming if you don't come in costume.
What's that?
It'll be public shaming if you don't come in costume though, right?
And then we'll have a regular meeting itself afterwards.
Thanks, Kevin. All right. Now the fun part here. I get to introduce, I'm probably more nervous than he is. I get to introduce my friend and speaker tonight. Pass the basket. Thank you. We are self-supporting through our contributions, so we will pass the basket. And now I get to introduce my friend Brandon. Brandon has helped me a lot in my sobriety. He taught me how to pray, if anything else, as well as been a really good friend over the last few years that I've known him. So without further ado, I give you my friend Brandon Wooster from Angola, Indiana.
Oh man. If anything, I'm a real alcoholic. I'd imagine if anybody understands what a real alcoholic is, I don't know. I guess the fact that I've drank hand sanitizer, I probably drank gallons of hand sanitizer. If that, I mean, to me, that's kind of, it was, as far as necessity goes, it was for, to not have like seizures, and I've chewed most of my teeth during seizures in the back, but luckily I get to keep the ones that everybody can see, I guess. But my life come at the best point of my parents, I'd imagine, because my parents looked really amazing when they got married, and before I was born, they were like amazing. They were just, if I could have picked them before I was born, I absolutely would have done it, because just to how nice and how amazing they looked together. My mom and my dad got divorced when I was 5 years old, and my dad was really a possessive kind of person, and what was important to him, he made sure he could keep it. And he was very calculated, very tactful, and I mean, he was always one step ahead of just about anything, I'd say. And he made sure that he got it. Basically, if my mom were gonna get divorced from him, he would already be ready. That's just the kind of person he was, and he didn't really start a bad crowd. Hang with one. He started one. So, but the best parts of my life are I would say to come, because of how hard my childhood was. It was just I always say it was colorful. When I talk to a therapist, and they're like, "Man, you got a totally different definition of colorful than I do," and I'm like, and then a lot of people, they talk about you had a choice or whatever when your first drink or whatever. I went to see my grandparents with my dad, and we actually just went looking for his girlfriend, and the cops show up every time we do that. So if that, I could probably get into that a little later. But so we go to grandma's, and my grandma, she's really cool, and my grandpa's obviously really cool too. But what they would do is they would come over, and we would pick the grapes in the yard, because we had an amazing backyard, and just apples and pears and cherries and peaches, and we grew a garden, and just walnuts, even English walnuts. We had an English walnut tree, and everything was going great. and like my sister was born, and her mom was like the meanest woman I had ever met. Like, and she would like beat me, like, you know what I mean? Just with it, I would think it was like an inch of my life, you know what I mean? But I would go to school and I was like, hey man, and I had one friend my entire life, man. Like, as a childhood friend, his name was Jeremy McGuire. And he was a chubby little kid, wore these round glasses, he had a little bit of curly hair. And I'd always be like, hey man, I got this kid. He had a Walkman or whatever. It would play a cassette tape, you know what I mean? And so I found this Metallica tape. And I'm like, hey man, I got this tape, you know? We had one little thing, because the little thing was broken, but we would listen to that. I was like, oh man, it was so cool. And then we go to Grandma's house and like, and my dad had been listening to it on the radio, and he would borrow Grandma's car for like 3 years. He was just like, and then my dad's girlfriend was like, she'd ditch it somewhere, you know, we'd have to go look for the car. He's like, hey man, Dad, I've seen it. See, that's it. That's the car, you know. We got Grandma's car back again and again. But, oh man. So, but it was amazing. I loved my entire childhood. I just thought it was like, you know what I mean? I used to go to tell Jeremy, I was like, man, I got whooped by a naked woman today. He's like, wow. I said, yeah, her boobs were going in a circle. So he asked me every day for the rest of our, you know, all the way up to 8th grade, man. You get whooped by, dude, that was years ago, man. Stop it. You know what I mean? And, but yeah, man, and that pit bull, her name was Misty, man. She was so cool. That dog would lay at the end of the driveway all day until I got off the bus. And I could know because there was like poop. Like she hadn't left, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but she was just so cool, man. I told her all my secrets. Well, all the ones I didn't tell Jeremy because he was kind of weird about it, you know. But, so we even, my dad actually, he got into the escorts in Steuben County. They call them the Satan's escorts, but the Hells Angels were pissed because the name was cooler, so they were like, dude, you can't call yourself that. And so they had like a deal, but it was just kind of crazy because that's where like my dad started having this name, you know what I mean? And they called my dad Rooster, and my uncle was Clydesdale. And if my uncle's walking in first, you know, everything's cool. But as soon as my dad comes in, he's like, you know, somebody's like, hey, how you doing today? He says, what are you doing? He says, I'm knocking mother effers out. Bam. You know, that's when we're looking for his girlfriend. My dad's like, when she comes out, throw her in the trunk. And I'm like, dang it, man, I hope she don't come out because she's going to be sticky. And it was just like, oh, God. And then I based my morals on stuff like that, you know, but I was afraid of women. I was terrified of them. I was like, oh my God, man, they might even get me to look for her like that. You know what I mean? My girlfriend, man, she disappeared. I'm going to have to look for her. Oh my God, I don't even want to try. So I just found a way to be appalling. You know what I mean? Nobody even wanted, I mean, I could hang out with people, but they didn't think I was attractive. You know, and I was good at it. I mean, like, everybody wanted to go for a ride until we don't have brakes. Who needs brakes? So my brother even said it. He's like, hey, we have brakes today? No, we're on our way to AutoZone again. So, but man, I just knew it. I wasn't even addicted to anything until I found out I was on stimulants. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the heck, dude? I'm already on drugs? Heck yeah, it gave me 5 or 6 of those. Because it was just weird. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, hey man, you give me one of those, I'll give you my pizza. Yeah, boy, I'll give you one today, but I want your pizza for the rest of the week. Because I'm going to be hungry if I give these to you. Because I don't eat without. I mean, like, I go to the nurse and say, I forgot to take my medicine. I can do that 3 times a day. Because they switched her out. I'm not dumb. So it was like, I mean, and they never, when I was a little kid, they never asked about like the script. They were, I don't know, man. We filled it. I think we filled it. I don't know. My dad used to just go up there and get another bottle. You know what I mean? And then if Dad couldn't get one, the school did it. And then I would wear my dad's work clothes to school. So pretty soon everybody was like, man, I think he needs some new clothes. And I didn't realize that was because they thought I was like. I mean, we really weren't doing very good as kids. I mean, as far as now. But yeah, so what it was is once I figured out growing up that everybody knew the entire time if they wanted to feel like this, they just had to take one of these. And then I found out that if I was aware of who's having a good day and maybe give somebody else a heads up like, hey man, you're making my dad mad, he's gonna cream you if you keep it up, because people have habits when they don't know what they're doing, you know what I mean? There's this guy who used to come over, he did my dad the most amazing favors because he worked for the state, you know what I mean? It was like, they were like, yeah, we gotta get rid of this, you know? He's like, well, I can get rid of it, and we don't have to fill up the lot, it would be like firewood, you know? And my dad was like, yeah, just dump it in the driveway, I don't give a crap. But he would come in and he would go, and my dad, you look at him and I'd be like, ooh. Hey, don't do that. He's like, okay, all right, cool. I'm like, and then like 8 minutes later, you're like, hey, you're doing it again, you know. But like, I don't know, man. People, I would perform. If I had a chance, I would perform, man. Like, people would pull in the driveway. I'd be out there. My dad made this freaking splitting wall, and the head on it was this big. But it also had a solid steel bar welded to it, you know. So, and it ran all the way through. And then my dad, he put this piece of rubber hose off over it so it wouldn't stick to my hands. So I would be out there and I'd be just bashing logs, and they would come in and they were like, hey man, you might want to call him off that wood, he's gonna have a heart attack. but I was just showing off. I was always just really good at it. You know what I mean? Especially when like the smell of burnt hair is no longer an issue because you're used to it. You know what I mean? It's like what in my first experience with gunpowder, I talked to somebody. It was like a couple weeks ago, and I told the guy about my first experience with gunpowder, and it was black powder. And the guy goes, you should be dead. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know, because it was like, I thought I was. You know what I mean? And I'm absolutely not telling anybody about it until a couple weeks ago. I thought somebody might look me up. You know what I mean? It was like the devil. Yeah, but it was cool, man. Just for him to look at me. The guy goes, you never cease to amaze me, but you have absolutely never surprised me. Because, I don't know. But fact is, the reason I got sober is because of, I suck at being numb. Like, I can always squeeze a feeling in there. You know what I mean? And it won't stop, no matter what. And then when I was numb, I'm the dude that, like, I hate even saying it now. Like, you're like almost stepping a car seat, dude. That's like crossing the line. You know what I mean? And for me to be told that, like, hey man, you almost did that, actually just rips my heart out. You know what I mean? And I feel bad about it. And it won't stop, and it won't stop, and it won't quit. And every time I try to quit and get it to, it's like there's nothing left. You know what I mean? As soon as you get to the point where I was, you almost kill people because you ask for help. And then you go somewhere and they threaten you with losing the rest of your life because you came to ask them for something, and it was freedom or help. You know what I mean? You go to the doctor and then they put you in a place, and then you say like, okay, so your nurse here, she sucks at it, okay? You know, and that's the worst thing to say to her. So I didn't, but I go to the hospital again. I've escaped from the hospital, my favorite hospital, twice. The first time I ran from Auburn to the next town, and it's called Butler, and it's funny because I was butt naked the whole way. Yeah. And two old ladies picked me up, and they get me in the car. First issue of Childproof Locks, I swear, man. He's a freaking first issue, man. You can't even. Why can't I open this door? You know what I mean? And these old ladies that said, "Well, hey, where are we going, ladies?" They say, "We're going to the Butler Police Department." Hell, if we are. You know what I mean? I say, "You believe in God, man, you'll let me out right now." So, "You believe in God, you sit back, shut up." Damn, he got me. Because I ain't gonna mess up no old ladies. I ain't even gonna break their window. Yeah. But they did. They took me to the police department. Luckily, there was a jarhead and a pussy. Because that's what they called each other. One was in the Marines and one was in the Army. And they couldn't stop telling each other how much of a pussy he was and how much he had nothing in his head but what they had him put in there. I don't know. But it was amazing because they took me out back and sprayed me off with the coldest garden hose record. And I don't know. But my grandma, or they call my aunt, she showed up with a pistol. And she's like, "You ain't getting out of the car until we get to your dad's house." I know. Yeah, she's got a sign above her door that says, "You come to get mine, you better bring yours." Yeah, she's just like my dad, but like a female. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've been sober. I've been sober for almost 6 years. And I broke my neck. I fallen off a mountain 100 feet in a haunted place called Phantom Canyon. My dad was found not guilty like 10 years after he died. We got raided 3 times. My grandparents spent $75,000 on lawyers, or I wouldn't have had my dad. My grandparents passed away within a month of each other. My grandma was literally brought back to life at my grandpa's funeral, and the ambulance took her to the emergency room, and then after he passed, she called 911 at 3 o'clock in the morning. She couldn't find her glasses. Yeah, they came and helped her find them at the nursing home. I've only been bonded out once by my grandparents. Honestly, it was because I literally couldn't lay my head on the floor in the drunk tank. Resisting arrest was a family tradition, starting with my dad. He was the firstborn, and I never went without saying, "You'll never take me alive." So, I always had some really greasy things to say about police. Yeah. They always knew. I mean, they always knew when they came that it actually got me out of so much trouble, though. Like, as soon as they break the law, too, it's a great idea. The first time I ever thought of it, I was like, did I really just do that? Suckers, you know? And, yeah, I like to get a mugshot and, like, put it up here. But they got rid of all of them, their evidence. They don't want anybody to see that crap. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just the most amazing parts of my story, like I say, are the fact that, like, dude, I'm absolutely struggling financially, but I go straight out every day. I head into active addiction, completely surrounding me every day, and it's because of my spiritual condition. And I mean, like, that part where they're like, I'm drooling. But the part I get so excited, man. But I go like this a lot too, because I've literally not been able to walk like 3 times. I've had jaundice, probably 12. I used to seek medication that shut your liver off, because you could drink 3 or 4 shots and be licked, but you're yellow or brown or whatever they would say. They're like, dude, what do you do? You're green. I'm like, you know what I mean? They're like, dude, get out. I'm like, hey man, just call my mom. When my heart stops, you ain't killing yourself here. Yeah, but I've had a lot of moments that are they're just there's no other way to believe anything but like you know what I mean? I swear that if there was a bush on fire, there'd have to be 5 people seeing something different when they look at that sucker. You know what I mean? Because who's not going to see a burning bush? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I'd appreciate it if that you guys were aware and revealed at whatever I believe in, because as soon as I say, all right, I'm freaking tired of it, man, I ain't seen nothing cool lately, you better freaking do it. You know what I mean? Because don't make me. Because God's the only one. I'll tell you right now, when you say, mark my words, he freaking knows you're serious, dude. Because I've threatened to throw everything off the roof if he makes me move. Yep, I didn't have to move, man. It's so fun. Because I volunteered for a ministry. I did. I mean, I did everything they said, and then they said the nastiest freaking things anybody's ever said about me in my sobriety. And they were on, and everybody's saying, oh, they're so nice. I'm like, bull crap, dude, not to me. You know what I mean? But I gotta be that guy. Because who else is gonna do it and look this good? You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, I'm here for the guy that his quarter belonged to the other guy. You know what I mean? He's like, dude, this sucks. You know what I mean? He's like, I can't even get a quarter. I'm like, hey man, we're trying to cut down. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, all right, maybe next week, because nobody freaking cares. His little kid, he's calling his dad in the hospital. He's like, hey, Dad, I got to take the girls back this week. They're going to be gone for 2 weeks. She wants to say goodbye. And he don't give a shit. It kills me, dude. You know what I mean? And that's the guy that raised my buddy. And he ripped my mom and my stepdad off for years. But he doesn't have anybody. Nobody that cares. You know what I mean? His old lady's going to school. This guy, all he can do is support his habit. You know what I mean? I'm not even kidding, man. He's like, dude, he's dying. Like, dude, he's a stiff wind to blow this guy over. He used to be my best friend. We had some good times. You know what I mean? Before it even affected me, how I felt or anything, I would be like, yeah, I'll take one. I didn't feel any different. But boy, when it got a hold of me, when it really mattered, I found out that all those terrible things that happened to me, they had nothing to do with me. Nothing. Not a single thing to do with me. Because I feel great today. And I wake up in the morning thinking about what I could do for somebody else. First person I get to see is my mom. I go, hey, Mom. And she says, oh, hi. You know what I mean? And she's like, wow, I'm so thankful you're the one here, because nobody else make me feel this good. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm wishing she would kick me out, because then she'd be doing amazing. You know what? This freaking fucking refrigerator hands is sticky again. You gotta go. So I told her, I said, grab a different spot. That's mine. Just to see if she'd go off, man. Just to see. Now she don't say nothing. She says, hey, Brandon, could you just start picking something up? It was like, Mom, I'll do absolutely anything you ask me right now because I don't even see what you're talking about. I don't have the capacity, but I can be honest. I have the capacity to be honest. And I love it. Because that's basically my freedom. As soon as I'm not honest, my freedom ends. And then I'm off. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell my mom, she's like, do you go around anybody crazy today? Absolutely. You know what I mean? She's nuts. First person I see is freaking crazy. I got it from her, man. Yeah. And I mean, I tell my mom, I even, she's so on point, man. She can even grab God will just hand her that. You know what I mean? Because I ain't afraid of nothing until you got the fear of God. I'll tell you right now, I'm hand it to my mom and she said, get in the van. Okay. Get in the van. Just don't use that on me. Cause ain't nothing. I'm not even kidding, man. I can't wait for all these whoever's here crossing the border to come get in my face. You know what I mean? He's like, hey man, I ain't got nothing. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Lose it? Yeah. But no, I'm just so good at the as soon as everybody's worried, I'm like, because I was hoping I'd see a tornado the whole way here today. The freaking clouds are rolling. Person in front of me is doing 70 and a 45. I'm like, wow, man, this could be it. I'd love to roll my Honda right now, man. Yeah, I mean, I even my dad manufactured methamphetamine for 23 years. You ever see that Shake and Bake commercial? And I helped. You know what I mean? I didn't have a choice. I didn't get to say, hey, Dad, you're gray, it's my turn. You know what I mean? Don't let that stinking air in here. That'll ruin the whole batch. And I'm like, dang, dude. He tells me, he's like, why don't you pray to the gods? I said, I only got one, man. And I told him to let me ride the four-wheeler, and that never happened. Dad hit the picnic table with it. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just so glad that I see the world the way I do. You know what I mean? I can't get out of feeling good unless I think about how when, like, there's somebody that's doing as bad as I did, because where I'm from, as soon as you say that Wooster's sober, they go, oh shoot, man, that means I got a chance. Because I was the guy walking out in front of the place that was giving out the stuff while the cops there trying to get one to bust them for selling something so they can test the substance. And all I'm doing is going to all my people that are on house arrest and giving them all that legal stuff they used to have. And I used to rollerblade while I was doing it. And I don't know, it was a great idea, I guess. But I couldn't even carry a conversation for more than like 3 minutes. And then I would be back to, everybody was saying that my brain was gone. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't even imagine how many people I see and they're like, you're back. And I'm like, yeah, I've been back for a while. They're like, no, dude. No, I've seen you like 3 times you were gone, and you're still alive. And I'm like, yeah, they used to tell me, just don't die, dude. Just don't die. I don't even care. I know I'll never get my bike back, you know, because the dude's asking me, where's my bike? Where's my wallet? Because my wallet's with his bike. We left him. I left his stuff there and all my money. and everything I owed everybody else too. I'm so glad I don't know where that is. Because I'd go get it. That'd be a bad idea. Yeah, but dude, I've been trying to catch a break as far as financially, and I'm not gonna screw it up, man. Because I mean, if I could take care of everything, I'd just go to Mexico, be right back. But it's like I don't know. Because I mean, I got a lot of friends too. And I'm always saying I've had enough. You know what I mean? It's the best way to say it, because if you say I've had enough, they already think you have more than they do. A lot of them do. They're like, "Whoa, can I get one?" And they're like, "No, you already asked me for one. I don't have nothing for you." And then you could be anybody that owes me money. Sometimes I try to use that, and then I'm like, "Wait a minute, what's the sense in that?" But I did do a lot of things expecting nothing in return, though. That's what I like about myself, honestly, is that I know how to freely give. I know how to do that. And like I said, man, I have no clue what time it is. But man, a lot of times I just try to have a good day, because it's not anybody else's job. It's mine. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not very good at anything in AA except for the fact that, like, I know how to make it to meetings, and I know that that's the best part for me. You know what I mean? If I need anything, there's somebody in Ohio, because in Indiana, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'd have to screw up to get help. Is about how I'd have to be there. It's just weird. And I have never done a lead in Indiana, but I've done 3, I think, here. But yeah, man, just my problem came from not having, I'm just absolutely stupendously happy about the choices that I have today, because when you don't think you have a choice is when you can really mess up your life. You don't think you have a choice, and then once you get too far in, the choice disappears, and then anymore all we have is the illusion of choice. So there's that too. But in case of emergencies, that's like my specialty usually. And my friends are always like, "Hey man, remember you said that you'd be there?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, and then I'm doing it. But most of the people that I grew up with they've passed, and my friend Jeremy McGuire died in a fire car crash on the way to pick up his kids, and I saw his daughter at a meeting, and her mom knew who I was, but nobody in the meeting knew what I was gonna say, and I said I lost my best friend. That was way before the accident. I left Prairie Heights. I went to Angola. I saw my friend like a week before the cops interrogated me, gave me a freaking lie detector test. I failed miserably. I had no clue what they were talking about. And dude, they asked me, like, "Have you done any drugs?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know what you consider drugs." But yeah, man. My friend was gone because he had done enough of that he wasn't himself anymore, and that's what I told her. And she's pretty much, she's doing really good. She's like 17, 18, and decided that was enough. I mean, that was amazing to me that she just figured out that, like, her dad was my only and true, like, best friend that disappeared because of the act of choice and drugs, and that's who he was. And if he wouldn't have died in that wreck, he probably would have killed her. And I said that I was thankful that she made it and that I got to meet her. And the only reason I made it to that meeting because I got stopped like 3 times dragging a freaking car dolly down the road because the ramps are dragging by the police. And, they're like, hey man, you know this isn't illegal, but don't you want to keep the rest of that ramp? I'm like, yeah, dude, but I gotta be somewhere because I saw it on my Facebook that be at the meeting, and I had no clue why, but I had to be there, and that was it. But yeah, I don't know when the meeting's over, but we go to the bowling alley after this. You want to hear some more? That's all I got. Yeah.
You made my job easy tonight, Brendan.
Okay, good.
Merchant alcoholic. Oh, thank you. What a great lead. You talk a lot about God. You have very, very high faith in God, and I appreciate everything you've ever done for me. And it was entertaining, that's for sure. I'm glad you didn't go with the sad one.
Yeah, I got a really bad one.
I'm glad you didn't go with the sad one. That was, every time I'm around you, I can't be in a bad mood, and that's a good thing. With that, I'll open up the floor for comments.
Tom, alcoholic.
Hi, Tom.
Thanks, Brandon, for coming over here and showing us that you're an addict. I am too. To relate to everything you said. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
Steve Alcoholic.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Brandon, thanks for the lead, man. That was good. Yeah, it's all about attitude, man. You got a hell of a good attitude. I appreciate that. So thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
I'm Derek and I'm alcoholic.
Hey, Derek.
That was a good lead, Rooster. It was definitely entertaining. I really related to the part when you said that you sucked at being numb, yeah, me too. Yeah, I wasn't good at that. Really brought back, I enjoyed it, man. Brought some laughter, and it was a good lead. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Derek.
Cassandra Alcoholic.
Hi, Cassandra.
I've never heard your lead, and I mean, this is only the second time I've ever met you, but it was a good lead. I mean, you kept it interesting, to say the least. But I can relate to a lot of things you said, because I feel like I went down a lot of the streets that you went down. But so it's kind of nice to know that, we're not all alone out there, But I agree with what Derek said, and what you said about stuck being, stuck at being numb. I've been there too. And that's why I'm here. But thank God for that, yeah, that was really good. Thanks.
Thanks, Cassandra.
I'm Gary, an alcoholic.
Hey, Gary.
Good to see you, Rooster.
Hey.
One thing I always say about you, you're always in a good mood.
Always.
I know I've heard your story, and you had a hard life.
Yeah.
You're always in a good mood, and a lot of it has to do with attitude. That's what it's all about. Thank you for being my friend here.
Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Andrew, recovering.
Andrew.
I want to thank you, Rooster, for sharing your story. It's a little different from what I'm used to. I had a lot of friends, but some of them really wasn't true friends. But my real friends, they was glad to see me sober. So I just appreciate your leading. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Andrew. Steve.
That comfortable numb feeling, I can never get to it, my story is a little similar here, not near as exciting, but I'm glad you're here. Thanks for me.
Thanks, Steve.
Miranda.
I think
hearing like everybody say like how entertaining it was, and I'm like thinking back to your first one. Like that one was like wild. Your first date, it wasn't nothing like that one. So. I'm like, God, if only they'd be here for your first one. But yeah, I don't know. Just like Derek said, that part that you said that you sucked at being numb, that really hit home with me. So thank you for that. Good lead.
Thanks, Miranda.
Thanks, Miranda.
I'm Brad Almanoff.
Hey, Brad.
I've heard you before, Rooster, and like Gary was saying there, that's one thing about you. No matter what you're dealt, you always, somehow you think about the positive of what's going on. You always got that shitty laugh on it. When you're around, and I can honestly say that I've never been around you and not laughed about something, you know, and it's just, that's good. I think we all need to laugh more. One thing about your story, there's not a whole bunch I can relate to except for all the freaking craziness. You're crazy, my crazy, everybody's craziness. I can relate to the crazy in your story, that's for sure. Thanks for being my friend, Rooster, and thanks for giving your lead. Very well.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad. Anybody else? All right, let's close with the Lord's Prayer. Brandon!
I just one thing I wanted to say. I came up with it. I don't know if it, but it really makes sense. It's everybody needs somebody, but it just can't be anybody.
That's right. On that note, we'll close with the Lord's Prayer.
Somebody lost their coat.
That's my coat.
That was fun.
Brandon, take us out.
Who put the sand on the peaches and the fuzz on the beaches? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and power, and glory, forever and ever. Amen. Keep coming back. Never leave.
I'm afraid that might happen.
Have a good one.
Hey, thanks for distracting me. Man, thanks for distracting me. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Hey, I'm here.